Okay, so here we go. On the guide here, if I'm being provided with a question where I've labeled everything out, A, H, K, X, Y, Z1, and Z2, based on the information provided here on the diagram, the first thing I'm going to do is look to it and go, okay, am I easily able to get the K of this function? Is it in the text somewhere that I'm not seeing? Does it tell me what the maximum height is? No, in fact, if I look here, it's saying find the max height. So that means I'm probably not going to be using vertex form because that's kind of too easy of a question. So that means I'm probably going to try and find my zeros for zeros form. Okay, so let's reason through. What is that first zero? So I've got distance from, for those that forget, distance from 3 to that 0. So my axis of symmetry to a 0 is 5, meaning the distance from that axis of symmetry to the next one is also 5. So 3 minus 5 would give me negative 2. So now I have a point and I've got two zeros, which means I will be using zeros form. And so that's how I choose, Alex, and that's why I list things out this way, so I can identify what I have to know which form I should use. So that's why I list it. You don't have to do it that way, but it makes sense for me. It's also like free marks. If you can label everything correctly, A, H, K, X, Y, Z1, Z2, those are just free marks because you've just told me you know what they are from decoding it from the question. So even if you trip over the rest of the section, at least you get the marks based on being able to identify what components you were given. So then now I'm just going to plug everything in that I have. 0 minus 8, 0 plus 2, negative 8 to negative 16. And then I would just divide by negative 16 on both sides. A is equal to 0.25. What did I do wrong and how can I tell that I did something wrong from the diagram? What did I just do wrong? Not just, no, it's fine. You're just going to add one thing in. There's one thing wrong with that. What is it? Those are Z's, yeah. It was a fraction, so I divided both sides by negative 16, which means this should be a negative 0.25. Why is that important? It's important, and if I screwed it up, and I look at this diagram, this is a parabola that's facing downward. My A has to be negative. A lot of these questions you're going to be provided a diagram, meaning you can kind of reason through and check your answer. Like right now, if we work through all of this and we get a K value of 3, why is that wrong?
Because it'd be going upwards.
It's got to go up. I know it started at 4 and then it went upward. That's what the diagram said. So if I went through all the work and I got 3.1, oh, I screwed up somewhere. Or I got like negative 2. I definitely screwed up somewhere. I can go back and kind of fix that up. So,
So, I'm at the second row of what you wrote. How come it's 0?
What's going on?
I just did that.
Chill.
Oh.
How come it's 0 plus 2 and not the negative 2 for the Z2?
Oh, okay. So the form x minus z1. So you put in the, like when you put it into the formula, you've got to take that negative into account. So the one here, the 8 was positive, so it would just go x minus h, or sorry, x minus z1. So 0 minus 8, because the formula says subtraction has to go in between those two things. The formula says here I'm going to be subtracting a negative 2, so I'm just going to write it as 0 plus 2. Right? So then now, I didn't just get A as negative 0.25. We did all of this and found that that is the function. Minus 8x plus 2. That's the rule now. It's in factored form. The question is asking me to find out the maximum height. So if I have to find the maximum height of this guy, what am I going to have to do to find it? What is it asking me to look for?
K.
It's saying find K. So what is K? So Alex, this is where I'm going to go to that memory aid and I'm going to find out that, oh, the formula for K is just A, H minus Z1, H minus Z2, okay? And then I just plug that in. Do I have the H already? Yes. 3. You told me in the beginning. So then negative 0.25, 3 minus 8, 3 plus 2. And again, when you solve for K, if these two values aren't the same thing, one positive, one negative, then you done goofed. So K will be negative 0.25 times negative 25. K is equal to 6.25. Boom.
Could you scroll down just a tiny bit? Just to see what the y.
That was me writing the rule. So this is all polynomial functions, quadratic functions. We'll be doing this for a while. I'll